The whole purpose of the program is to expose students to STEM and robotics, and that's been the whole purpose of it from day one.
BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
I like a bank that's a pillar in my community.
I like a bank so cutting edge, they have a lab branch.
We are so alike.
Well, we do both bank at Farmers National Bank.
Farmers.
Stand strong.
This is a robot that we use for competitions, and what it is, it's all made out of Lego along with all of these attachments. So the main part is the brick, which is like the brain, and this is where all of the different programming that we make stays in the robot.
The team is called TigerTech's Robotics, Sharon TigerTech's, and the program itself that it's in is in First LEGO League program. The First LEGO League program, it focuses on 3 core areas. So there's the robot, which everyone knows about, which they have to design and program a robot through the engineering design process. And then they have to compete at an event during a 2.5-minute round. And every year the robot and all the other areas are focused around a theme, and this year was Cargo Connect. And the other 2 areas is also around the theme, cargo, and they have to develop an innovative project, and then they also have to work together as a team and work around the core values.
During competition, we have a robot that we've programmed throughout the year, and then we have our attachments. We put the attachments onto the robot at the table, and we send that out with our programming, and it automatically does the missions that are on the table.
The middle school, elementary middle school teams, they actually competed a few weeks ago in Erie, and Sharon TigerTech's Team Black came in first place overall. And as a result of that, they're now preparing to compete in Arkansas, and they're going to be competing in May. So that's going to be an international event where there's going to be 80 teams from around the world. TigerTech's Team Orange, they came in third place overall, and as a result, they're going to be moving on, but they're going to be moving on to a virtual event. And that event is based out of California, and they're going to be competing again against 80 teams from around the world. And then there's one more component that Team Black, they were able to achieve the Global Innovation Award, and that means that their project met standard to move on to the next level. And as a result, they're currently, as we speak, we're working on essays that we have to submit, and then they have a possibility of being one of the top 20 if they're chosen, and then they can compete in St. Louis, Missouri.
We work so hard throughout the year, we spend so much time. It just feels really good to see like all of our work pay off and be able to go to a competition. I think it's really good for like a lot of different skills that you can learn in life. Like it helps you a lot with speaking because we have to go into judging. It helps you a lot with like teamwork and working with other people because you have to work with 8 other people on your team to like build a robot and a project. So it helps a lot with like a lot of other skills, and it's fun because we go on a lot of trips and do fun stuff as a team.
It does start in elementary school in 4th grade, and then they're able to stay on to the team until they're in 9th grade. And then when they're in 9th grade, that's their last year on the team. And then they're able to move up to our high school program, which is the first tech challenge program, and that goes from 10th grade to they're a senior.
One of the main components of our robot is actually this turret and arm system. This system is designed to spin and rotate so we can pick up cargo and blocks on all sides.
For the high school program, next weekend, we're actually competing in Allentown, and that is just a qualifier, an event, which they've already qualified, so this event is going to be a really good experience for them. And then at States, when we go in March, that's where there's around 50 teams from the state of Pennsylvania that are going to be there.
There's a lot that goes into making our robots. Obviously, we have a whole team of people. There are limitations to what we can do with our robot in terms of size, the amount of motors we can have, the amount of power we can use. So we have to take a lot of things into consideration. But after the challenge gets released, we have each of the team members come up with their own designs of how they'd like to have the robot look, and then we kind of try to take bits and pieces from everyone's ideas so that we can have everyone included in our design. So it's not just one person designing the robot, the entire team really comes together to get that done.
Their round it's the same time limit as ours at the middle school level. It's 2.5 minutes. During their first 30 seconds, they have an autonomous period where their robot has to autonomously go out into the field and complete a task. And then at the end of that 30 seconds, there's a driver-controlled period where they actually have remote controls.
And then there's end game, in which is the last 30 seconds of the match, where it's still driver controlled, but there are different tasks and alternative tasks that can earn you more points. So there's a lot of different things that you have to consider when designing and building the robot. Really was just a happenstance that I ended up in robotics, but it's led me down such a great path in my life and really inspired me and helped me find my passion, I think. It's gotten me a lot more interested in the math and sciences and engineering because that is what I plan to do with my future. It's helped me learn more about myself and what I want to do and pushed me to move further.
The whole purpose of the program is to expose students to STEM and robotics, and that's been the whole purpose of it from day one, is to get kids interested in these fields, at least make them aware of them, so when they do graduate high school, they have an understanding of this could be a field that I would want to go into.
BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
I like a bank that's a pillar in my community.
I like a bank so cutting edge, they have a lab branch.
We are so alike.
Well, we do both bank at Farmers National Bank.
Farmers.
Stand strong.